This week's artwork is to draw inspiration from Lonesome Dream paintings of Edward Hopper to paint your own lonely dream. Edward Hopper was an American modern painter who lived between the years 1882 and 1967. His paintings often depict feelings of urban loneliness, seclusion within the modern city. Many of his scenes feature no people at all. His cityscapes seem haunting and abandoned. Even those that include people are painted with a feeling of emptiness. Edward Hopper creates the emotional life of Americans between the two world wars and during the Great Depression. It depicts spirit of the time in a very subtle way by showing empty spaces and the mood of individuals' isolation. His subjects are often represented emotionally and physically detached from other humans. He emphasizes the postures of characters and surrounds them with vast empty spaces. He uses specific color palette that shows the secluded moods of the individuals. Melancholy and loneliness are central focus of many of Hopper's paintings. There is a soothing quietness about his art. It seems as if Hopper is painting a passing time. Isolation is a recurring theme in his artworks. Even when there is more than one person in the painting, neither looks at the other as if each of them is alone in the room. People in Hopper's artworks exist in their own inner world. We are distanced from his figures as if we can only see them through windows. In his most popular painting, The Nighthawks, where he portraits three people sitting at the counter opposite of a server, we see that each individual is lost in thought and is disengaged from others. The environment is stark and dim. It is totally separated from the outside world. Hopper's paintings capture the recurring loneliness that is a product of the modern age. His subjects are often represented drinking alone, sitting at the window of an apartment on a hot night, walking home on an abandoned street, emotionally and physically detached from other people. The mood of loneliness that Edward Hopper creates in his paintings are drawn from his own experience while spending many lonely years as a struggling artist before finally finding fame at the age of 42. He was born in Nyack, New York, and began art studies through a correspondence course. He later transferred to the New York School of Art and Design, where he studied art for 6 years. Hopper began his career in an advertising agency, producing cover designs for trade magazines. Meanwhile, he spent his spare times creating artworks that he mostly exhibited in a variety of group shows in New York until he had his first solo exhibition in 1920. He was finally celebrated in 1933 for his highly identifiable, mature style of urban settings and New England landscapes. From there on, Hopper's works were showcased in several retrospective exhibitions throughout his later career, particularly at the Whitney Museum of American Art in New York. From then on, Hopper experienced commercial success for 2 decades during 1940s and 50s. But he lost critical favor as American abstract expressionism began to dominate the art world. Even then, Hopper's paintings continued to be popular for their sense of individuals' isolation within the urban areas. By the time of his death in 1967, Hopper had been reclaimed as a major influence on the new generation of American realist painters.